Yes.
Very good. So whenever you need to feel safe, all I want you to do is to focus, close your eyes, be uninterrupted, and go into memory with Rahul when you're on a train, when you're coming back home from your studies and you hear the sound of the train, you feel like you can lean onto him and you can rest your head on his chest, and your heartbeats can merge and your nervous system aligns and merges with his nervous system, and you become like a one organism, right? Like you become a one being in that moment. And now you can identify, okay, I have this feeling of safety in my chest. I'm just going to flow that energy, red energy, all around me. So that can happen, in bed. That can be something you can do when you're in public place. It takes a couple of minutes and you just get better and better at it. You focus on physical senses, what you hear, smell, touch, notice, see, and so on. And that feeling becomes stronger and stronger. And with this gesture, you can make that feeling stable. So even if you're going through something, you can rely on that feeling. Now, we're going to work with another feeling, and then we're going to go into clearing. So now you can rest your hand on a side, and I'm going to ask you to travel with me on the wings of time to another time in your life when you realized that you have some abilities that maybe other people don't. Sometimes it happens in childhood. We realize, oh, I'm really good at math, I'm really good at some aspect of school, or this could be something simple. Simple doesn't mean easy, but you realize that you already know how to do it. Maybe you're learning, but it feels like you already remember this, you know this. And it makes you realize that, this is kind of like your superpower. You feel really good doing that. You get maybe response from a teacher or other people. So I wonder, what is that memory that matches this description? What is that gift, that superpower, that ability that you recognize within yourself?
It was in the school, it's not anymore true, but then it was very strong. I could I could just listen to the teacher and I could visualize. Let's say, for example, in history class, when she's teaching, I could actually visualize everything and I had to never read it again and I could reproduce in my exam as is.
Amazing. So you had a visceral experience, visual, right? Kinesthetic, auditory. You had the entire scene in your mind. Okay, so you like recreate sort of like a diorama. The whole movie was playing within you. Okay, I want you now to zoom in to one of those scenes in your life when you are in the classroom. And let's say it's a history class. And I want you to notice, okay, all the details in the classroom. So take a nice deep breath in and notice your body in that memory. Notice how old you are. Notice where you're sitting. Notice what time of the day it is. Notice the light. Notice the colors. In other words, I want you to activate all the visual, kinesthetic, auditory, olfactory, gustatory senses. And I'm sure you can see, touch, smell, feel, right? Everything that was happening there. What you're wearing, touch the desk, notice the texture, your school supplies, pens and notebooks, and all of that. You can literally open the book and feel the paper. Isn't that so? Yeah. So in this moment, there is this profound realization that you can visualize everything that the teacher is teaching you, And you don't have to repeat it, you don't have to study, you can reproduce the same material on the test and get an A. So I'm sure when you realize that, you're like, wow, this is pretty amazing, right? This is pretty fantastic. How do you feel in that memory when you have this realization? Empowered? How would you describe that feeling for you?
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction, yeah. So let's slow down this feeling of satisfaction, because this is a very good feeling, right? It's a very luxurious feeling. It's a profound feeling. Now that you are in the classroom and you're feeling this satisfaction just dripping through your nervous system, dripping into your brain, dripping into your organs, it's a whole body experience. It's almost like, discovering, I can really use this. It's gonna make my life much easier because I don't have to study for several hours to memorize the material. It's amazing. And this feeling of satisfaction, again, lives somewhere in your body. When you are sitting in that classroom and you are having a full internal experience of this historical event that is being described in the classroom, where do you feel this feeling of satisfaction? Point to where you feel it, please.
Somewhere in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. So the strongest sensation is in your eyes. Very good. Now I want you to focus on that feeling, Chetna. And now, with every breath you take and every beat of your heart, I want you to start following this feeling as it moves from its point of origin, from your eyes, to another part of the body and another part of the body, and so on and so forth. So we're going to let that feeling dance all throughout your being. Literally, let this feeling be like a canoe on the river. Your body is like a river, and this feeling is like a canoe, and you're just going from one place to another, going through the rapids over and over and over again. I want you to take that feeling with each repetition deeper into your organs, into your muscles, into your bloodstream, into your bones, into the core of your being. Literally saturate yourself, like if you're taking, luxurious baths and you're absorbing oils and moisture, and let it melt your brain. Let it completely take over your body and mind, because it is a safe place to do that, and notice how good you feel. So, are you enjoying this so far, what we're doing? Yeah, it makes you come back to who you are. It makes you realize that it's not lost, it's not gone. With a little bit of exercise and practice, you can feel that again and again, and oftentimes even stronger, because now we are practicing it, we're elongating it, we're amplifying it. Now, this feeling of, confidence, right? Satisfaction. This is a very powerful feeling. So, this feeling deserves a gesture. We have a gesture for safety. And for that satisfaction, we need another gesture, because we're going to use it later, and you need to use it in your life every day, because it feels amazing. Even if you're not at school studying history, wouldn't it be fantastic if you could just take a few minutes every day and prepare your nervous system and your mind for this feeling of satisfaction and live your life through that lens? Would you enjoy that? Yeah. I think so too. So, what gesture would you like to use for that feeling of satisfaction? I need another gesture so we can anchor this feeling in your body. So, the body, the mind is here to serve you, but we need to give it direction. So, we need a gesture that will be a shortcut to the feeling, in other words. What comes to you? Something that you can discreetly use anytime, any place you choose to connect to that feeling of satisfaction. Okay, very good. So rubbing your face, very good. Now, I want you to merge this feeling with this gesture. Literally, this is like a glue. So whenever you make this gesture, you close your eyes, you're uninterrupted, you are in the classroom, and as the teacher is explaining the subject, you have a full experience as if you are in the scene with colors, with sounds. You understand what happened, and it just like flashes like a hologram and gives you this amazing feeling of satisfaction because you get the material, not just mentally, but you have a whole deep level understanding of what took place there. Now, this feeling is glued, is anchored into your body, and we're going to test it because we want this feeling to be such innate part of you, easily accessible, that no force in the universe, no feeling, no emotion, no sensation, no context, no event can take it away from you. Even you cannot take it away from you. So you're keeping that gesture. Now we're going to test this feeling. Try to turn off this feeling. Try to take it away while you keep your gesture and notice what happens instead. Is it still there? Yeah, it is. So there you go. See how you created a loop. You created internally a path, if you will, from the memory to the feeling to the present day experience. Yeah. So with practice, you can get really good at that and notice how different you feel already. Yeah. Wonderful. You can relax your hand, and now we're going to scan the body and we're going to look for some places in the body that are less than comfortable. You mentioned that there is that feeling here in the belly. I want you to scan the body and the mind. Maybe that feeling is gone now. But I want you to tell me, are there any sensations, emotions on a physical, mental, emotional level that are less than pleasant? So I want you to gently do a body scan and tell me if there is something that's showing up for you.
My left knee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When you take your awareness into your left knee, I want you to tell me how strong is this feeling for you from 0 to 10?
8.
8. So it's pretty strong. Is there any color connected to this feeling? First impression.
Mix of white and blue.
Mm-hmm. Now, what I want you to do, take both of your hands and I want you to start pulling this white bluish energy out of your knee. Okay? So take 2 hands. You can bring your knee closer to your chest and literally start pulling like if you were scooping something physical out of your knee. And as you are scooping it out, notice maybe there is a texture, maybe there is consistency. A lot of people say, it reminds me of like threads, or I'm pulling a rope, or I'm pulling something heavy, or it feels maybe more like rubber. What does this feeling remind you of? Being?
Pain.
Pain. Mm-hmm. It's painful. Okay. How would you describe this pain? Sharp, dull, deep, surface level?
Dull.
Dull. Okay. Is it coming out when you are pulling it? Okay. It seems like it's bringing you a relief, huh? Yeah, see if you can get all of it out or most of it out. Much better, huh? Yeah. Okay, you can relax your leg, and I want you to picture that this feeling that you removed from your body, you can project on a screen in front of you. Okay? When you project it and it's like a screen, I want to know how big is this feeling. You can use your hands to show me how big is it, or just tell me how big is it. Like this big. Okay. Okay. Is it heavy when you lift it?
Yeah.
Okay. And still white and blue color? Okay. When you take your hand and you puncture it, like poke your hand through it, what do you feel when you touch the surface, when you poke through that?
It's like a balloon, and it goes and then it comes back.
Okay. Balloon. Yeah. So interesting. There are a couple of things we can do. You can visualize basically taking like a needle, and puncturing it. Would you like to do that? So we can make that balloon, lose its shape. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Deflating.
Very good. How long have you had this pain for in your left knee that you were aware of or not aware of? How old is this pain for you?
Since I was 16.
16. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things with me, okay? We're going to, for a moment, amplify that feeling. And I want you to fly with me on the wings of time to a time in your life when this feeling started. Okay? There is a situation, there is a memory that has everything to do with this feeling. So I want you to take a nice deep breath and go into the sensation in your knee, and that will be your doorway into a memory. And I want you to tell me once you're in this memory, are you outside or inside? Outside. Are you alone or with other people?
With other people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you said you're about 16 years old? Now I want you to tell me, you can just project it on the screen in front of you and describe to me what's going on in that scene.
I'm playing with friends, and bike comes and hits me, and I fall down.
What happens next? Does
And
somebody help you?
that person, he actually blames me.
Yeah, so he shifts the blame onto you.
And then when I go home, I am scolded for playing on street.
Yeah, so you don't get any support and love, right? You're just being injured and then you're being reprimanded. So obviously that part of you that needed support and love is not getting it. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to slow down this movie, okay? When you go home, we're going to use the gesture of safety. So I want you to stop this movie and we're gonna open another screen. Feel the emotions. You're doing amazing. That's exactly what we need to do. I'm with you. Now, open the screen in your mind. So you have two screens. You have a screen from the event when you're 16, and you were hurt, and then you were scolded. But we're gonna open another screen, and in this other screen, you are riding on a train with Rahul, laying on his chest. Remember that scene, right? I want you to use your gesture of safety. And I want you to focus on that.
Well,
Yes, my dear.
when I described this scene, that was true for me in my past life. And
Mm-hmm.
that was so much imprinted on my mind all my life that when you asked me, I blurted out that, but that's not anymore safe for me.
Okay. So let's go to another experience that is safe for you. Yeah? Because remember, we're here doing
And
a
I'm
deep.
ashamed of that I don't feel that anymore because because
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. Mm-hmm.
don't judge me, right?
I don't judge anything. The session is for you, so speak up. Yeah, speak up and be bold, and we're gonna make it better. I'm with you.
In the retreat, I met someone and I just felt connected to that person, and when he hugged me, I really felt very safe, very safe, very safe. And now, when I feel not this retreat, it was somewhere in December, January, and now, whenever, what I'm always anxious, I can't sleep. I have been sleepless, so I go back into that moment.
Feeling, yeah, very good.
And I really feel safe. And I'm ashamed of it because it's some other person.
That's okay. I think that we here don't need to put anything in some sort of like a moralistic or ethical frame, especially that we are changing beings, and it's our society, it's our background, and we grow. We don't stay the same. It's okay to like somebody else. It's okay to want to move on. Okay, it's okay. After this session, you're gonna make some decisions. So I'm gonna help you feel stable so you can make these decisions. Okay, make sense? Feel the feeling of safety from that person from the retreat, because that is more truthful, right? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna give you a tissue. 1 second. See how in hypnosis everything comes to the surface, right? We tell ourselves stories and then we can't really pretend anymore. And it's okay. It's okay. This is a safe space. You are safe here. Okay, so now relax into that safety when you're with this guy. Okay? Relax into that safety, okay? You are at the retreat, you connect with him. Is it him? Yeah, okay. He's holding you, and you feel this feeling of being complete. It's a deep, profound feeling. So we're going to replace the previous scene with this scene, okay? This is the safety that is more substantial. Makes sense now for you. And now this energy we're going to take to the scene when you got hit. What hit you in that scene when you were 16 again?
A
Bicycle. Okay. Now, so we're gonna open the screen with the scene when you got hit by a bike. But now that little girl, well, the teenager that you were, I want you to step into that scene with that safe energy. So you can go there. You can also invite the guy from the retreat, and you have that feeling of safety. And now, what I want you to do, I want you to come up to the 16-year-old version of you, and I want you to give her the biggest embrace, loving embrace, because she needs you, right? She needed that, and she didn't get that from her parents. And feel the emotions. So you're embracing her, the person you connected with. I can also be there, and we are holding the 16-year-old version of you, and we're just, doing those simple things, it's just like that. I'm with you. You're safe. I love you. And you need to tell her all these things. It's gonna be okay. It's not your fault. And all the things that you needed to hear. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been doing this work for a long time, and I know this is not the first time you felt that feeling, right? This has happened to you many, many times since you were a little girl. You didn't have anyone that you can console, that you can basically be yourself with. Your feelings were not important to anyone, or they were not recognized. Maybe in your family that's how it was. In my family, this is how it was.
There was no one. They were both very poor and working all the time.
Yeah. So I want you to now go back in time with me, Chetna, way further back in time, when this feeling of not having anyone started. It started for you when you were a little girl. I want you to fly back with me on the wings of time. You're safe now. So we can safely travel back to an original scene, a movie in your life, when you as a little girl felt unsafe with your emotions.
I think that was Saturday. Saturday used to be the morning school. I must be in third grade or second grade. So after morning school, I came back and I fell asleep in the afternoon, and I woke up and I was crying, and after that I am always scared of going back to sleep again. Till now, I don't like to sleep in the afternoon.
So you woke up scared. Were you by yourself?
Probably my elder brother was there, so we had two very small rooms in our house. It was a very small house. He must be there in another room, but I was in the other room, so-called kitchen, and I see myself there.
Okay.
And I wake up and I'm crying. There's no one at home. My dad, he used to work in different village, and my mom must have gone to work, and there was no one around.
Okay, so we're going to now enter that scene as well with that feeling of safety. So connect to we're gonna slow down we're gonna pause the movie when you're in the house, when you're crying, and we're going to again switch the screen to a movie when you are with this new person. What is his name?
Do I have to say?
You don't, if you don't want to. It's okay. I want you to again activate that energy of safety. So you're switching the screen to the scene when you're holding each other. And when that energy is potent and strong, now you take that energy with you and you walk into the house when you grew up in. And you come to that little girl who's crying in bed. And now you are like her mom, and I want you to hold her. and really tell her things that she needed to hear. You're safe with me. I'm going to take you with me. You're loved. You're deserving. And everything else that she needed to hear at that time.
I just wanted a hug.
Yeah.
I wanted physical presence of my mother.
Yeah. So now I want you to be the mother, okay? We're just going back in time, retroactively accessing the emotion of that little girl. And I want you now to be her mom, okay? Now you have that energy of safety, so you can offer her that, yeah? Because we can only offer what we have experienced, right? If you haven't experienced that, you wouldn't know how to do it. But now that you know how to do it because you experienced that with this person, you can bring that gift back in time and heal the aspect of you from childhood that felt rejected, right? That felt not appreciated, disowned, suppressed. And when you are creating this bond with yourself, with the child in you, how is that version of you responding to you?
It's looking at me curiously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who are you? I'm you from the future. And I'm here to stay with you, yeah? I'm here to be with you. Is that feeling from your knee and from your left thigh gone?
Not much.
Mm-hmm.
But it has, I mean, yeah, I feel it's reduced. It's not gone.
Mm-hmm. So now that it is reduced, it probably is way easier to get it out of your body. So why don't we do a second round and pull the rest of that energy in? Take both of your hands, please, and move the rest of it. You want to get rid of it, right? I'm assuming that you want to clear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we want to remove the rest of it and see what happens, see if it's coming out. And how is your experience like? Is it coming out? Very good. Let's clear all of it, shall we? I mean, enough is enough. Remember, you wanted to move forward in your life, right? And this is definitely slowing you down or stopping you in your tracks. So let's make sure that we clear the rest of it. Yeah. Yeah. So now, if you project it on a screen in front of you, how big is it? Is it still white and blue, or did it change the color? Black.
Blank.
Blank. Okay, blank. Okay. So when you lift it, when you touch it, what kind of impressions do you get?
Blank space.
Blank space. Okay, so it's neutral? Neutral, yeah? Okay. Imagine that this blank space is like a sheet of paper, and you can write on it all the lessons that you have learned through this experience, so you can keep the lessons and let the feeling go. I want you to grab imaginary magic marker, start writing on that blank space all the lessons that you have learned having that feeling. So now you can let go of the feeling but keep the lessons. So start writing on that proverbial screen, or if you prefer, you can type as well. It's exhausting, huh? But it's calm, isn't it? Yeah, it's calm. This is what you wanted, remember? That's what you came here for. And you can literally, in a moment, you can take a nap and just let yourself rest. But I want you to, before you do that, before you go into this deep calmness, just give me a moment of your attention and just type or write those lessons so you can really understand the lessons of self-love, of safety, of confidence, knowing your power. You can take care of that little girl in you and move on in a, peaceful, easy way. You can relax your legs, yeah. And it seems like right now you're just ready to feel the calm, huh? Okay, all right, we'll do that.